Hey, Shalom, what's going on, family, guys? So, this video, I'll try to be as brief as possible. This video is about if you want to know how to lose weight fast without sacrificing muscle, metabolism, or health. If that is the case, then you definitely want to watch this video, and you want to share it with friends and family. And after the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more valuable information such as you are about to receive. So, I was a bit loath to make, this video, and these series of videos that I actually recently been working on, because I actually despise most things connected with the idea of rapid weight loss. If you listen to me, I've always been against these fab weight loss plans, that have these wow promises of losing, upwards of, pounds and so on and so forth per day, and the extreme weight loss measures that actually go with them. So, this is, one of the reasons why many people ultimately fail to achieve and to maintain their weight goals. You see, the reality is you have to look at getting and staying fit as a lifestyle, not some diet, not some quick fix. So, chasing quick fixes actually lead you to actually yo-yo diet, which doesn't necessarily physically, impair future weight loss efforts. But sure, it's psychologically defeating. So proper weight loss, however, is actually slow and steady. Many talk to me and say, hey, Taj, think I can lose X amount of pounds by so-and-so and such and such? I say, yeah, but you really don't want to do it that way. You want to do this properly. There's a difference between losing weight and burning fat and building muscle. So you want to do it slow and steady. Never leaves you feeling starved and run down, and even allows for building muscle and strength when you do it slow and steady. And this, by far, is the best way to go about losing weight, the slow and steady way, doing it properly. So with this, I say, let's get into why I'm making this video about, helping people that are actually desperately seeking rapid weight loss and are willing to do just about anything to get there, such as weddings and celebrations, reunions, impeding dietary doomsdays like holidays and vacations, usually the post-binge moments of self-loathing. So, whatever your reason may be for wanting to lose weight, you're going to learn how to safely do that with this video. And you're going to do it healthily and quite rapidly, up to 10, 15, in some cases 20 pounds in 1 month without sacrificing a bunch of muscle or your metabolism or any aspect of your health. So by following these strategies that I'm about to bring forth in this video, you will lose weight quickly, but there are downsides. So, if you lift weights or engage in resistance training, your performance is actually going to suffer. You may find your energy levels low at certain times in the day, and you may feel a bit grumpy and grouchy. You may have to deal with mild issues of hunger and cravings. So let me empathize, or should I say emphasize, that I do not recommend losing more than 2 pounds per week. But for those that are dangerously overweight, you may be able to get away with it, but still, I recommend 2 pounds a week. 1 to 2 pounds. So, I wish you would actually go the route of just 1 or 2 pounds a week, and get your mind off of this super rapid weight loss. So, nothing too extreme in terms of side effects with the remedy that I'm about to give you. But, it can be annoying, but nonetheless. Now, fortunately, you can actually rest easily that you won't be actually harming your body with the method that I actually prescribe. Now, how long you use these strategies are totally up to you, and you should actually base them on how you feel. So if you feel great, then hey, then keep it up for as long as you desire. If you really don't like how you feel, then you actually use this method to kickstart your weight loss effort. Then you follow a more relaxed approach, such as, those that I actually espouse in some of my other videos. And, feed the muscle, burn the fat. Well, alrighty then. So, enough of this. Let's start losing some weight. Beginning with the nutritional, safe side, healthy, rapid weight loss first. So, the best diet for rapid weight loss, in order to actually lose fat, you need to give your body less energy, which actually comes from food. So you give your body less food than it actually burns every day, as measured in calories. So this is actually known, as creating a calorie deficit. No calorie deficit, no fat loss. Period, period, period. Now, many rapid weight loss solutions call for severe calorie restrictions, eating very, very little each day. Now, this is not the way to go. This is not the way to go in these starvation diets. I'm totally against it. And can lead to metabolic damage and excessive muscle loss. So you'll lose this rapid weight, but what you're mostly losing is muscle mass. And you'll be extremely irritable and even more symptoms. So instead, you actually want to put your body in a mild calorie deficit. Specifically, you want to feed it about maybe, let's say, somewhere within the vicinity of 20% less calories than it burns every day. So by doing this, along with the other strategies, you should actually be able to lose, 2 to 3 pounds. I like to keep it between 2 pounds per week, while actually preserving your metabolic health and energy levels and your mental balance and mood, and you won't be so irritable. So I know you want to hear the rest of this on how to do this. Come on, Tajid, get to the point. Well, doing this effectively, folks, requires a few steps. Step 1, determine how many calories you should be eating every day. So how do you do that? You come up with your BMR. I've actually shown you this in another video, but I'll go over it again very briefly here. We'll use the Harris-Benedict equation. This equation was actually developed by 2 scientists, Harris and Benedict, and actually use pre-calculated numbers that basically make it easier on you to calculate your BMR. And you could actually plug in your weight, your height, and your age into the following equations that I'm about to give you to get an approximation of your BMR. Now I want you to please note that there are 2 different equations you need to choose from. One for men and one for women. Now keep in mind, and you should be writing this down unless you're going to watch the video again. Keep in mind, weight in kilograms is 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. So a person weighing 130 pounds is 130 divided by 2.2, which comes out to 59.09 kilograms. Height in centimeters, 1 inch is actually equals to 2.54 centimeters. So a person 5'6" tall is 66 inches times 2.54 centimeters, which is 167.64 centimeters. Now, the formula for men is 66 plus 13.7 times your weight plus 5 times your height, and then minus 6.8 times your age. Write the formula down for men. The formula for women is 665 plus 9.6 times her weight plus 1.7 times her height minus 4.7 times her age. So, given those formulas, we'll actually run over the one for the female. So for a 30-year-old woman weighing 130 pounds, which is actually 59.9 kilograms, and standing 5'6" tall, which is 167.64 centimeters, her BMR, using the Harris-Benedict equation, would be 655 plus 9.6 times 59.09 plus 1.7 times 167.64. Then we come up with that sum, and we subtract that by 4.7 times 30, which was her age, and it gives us basically about 1,366 calories. Now that we have her BMR, we would actually need to factor in her activity level and her energy that she uses to digest her food. So let's say she's a person that she sit around most of the day. She has a desk job. So her activity level would be 20%. So it would be 0.20 times her BMR. If she's lightly active, then we would use 30%. It would be 0.30 times her BMR. If she's, walking here and there doing daily chores. If she's moderately active, we will multiply her BMR times 40%. So 0.40 times her BMR, because she's constantly moving around and she's doing daily exercises. Now, if she's very active, we will multiply her BMR times 50%. This means she heavily exercises for prolonged periods of time, such as training for some type of sports event. So, for instance, her activity level, let's say it was lightly active. So we will multiply 1,366 times 0.30. That actually gives us 409 calories. So we would add that calories that she actually used based on her activity level to the 1,366 plus the 409. It gives us 1,775 calories. Now we will factor in the amount of energy she actually used to digest her food. So your BMR and your activity level added together, we came out with 1,775 calories. So we will multiply this times 10%. So it would be 1,775 times 0.10. That gives us another 177 calories. So we add the BMR that we got from her activity level, added with the BMR, which was actually 1,775. Then we got an additional 177 calories from the energy that's expended by her digesting the food. So it gives us a total of 1,952 total calories. So all of these together is what is known as her total daily energy expenditure. TDEE. Total daily energy expenditure. So these are the major factors that may affect, her weight loss and control, because now we have a number and we know how much she's actually basically expending in energy during the day. So although, you know, this could actually be affected by age, you know, the BMR actually have a tendency to decrease by 2% for every decade beyond the growth period. And the growth period is generally 20 years of age. And it's also affected by, you know, a sex, a gender. Men generally have more muscle than women. And lean muscle burns calories, while fat mass does not burn any calories. And it's also affected by your genetic build. Tall, thin people generally have higher metabolism than short, heavy people. And it's also affected by malnutrition. Eating too few calories, like, you know, when dieters severely restrict calories, slowing down the metabolism by 30%. And things like thyroid disorder can affect it, and things like pregnancy, because pregnant women should actually take in about an extra 300 calories. So, you know, nevertheless, this gives you a good approximation of your total daily energy expenditure, which is actually simply the total amount of calories you are burning each day. So now, to create a mild calorie deficit, you're going to simply eat maybe 20% less than that number. So, I mean, you calculate this by, you know, multiplying your TDE by 0.8. For example, using Our Lady, you know, her total daily energy expenditure was 1952. So we will multiply 1952 times 0.8, which gives us 1,561.6, which I would actually round off to 1,562. So that's one method. Now, the method that I like to use is that, you know, now that we know her total daily energy expenditure, her TDEE, about 1952 calories, she can actually figure out how many calories she needs to reduce in her diet or burn by exercise to lose weight. And the way that she does this is that 1 pound of fat is equal to 3,500 calories. So if she wants to lose 1 pound of fat per week, she would have to be 500 calories in the negative each day, because 3,500 calories divided by 7 days per week is 500 calories per day. So the healthiest way that I suggest that this be done is to be negative 500 calories every day, is to actually eat 250 calories less, or take in 250 calories less, and then you actually burn 250 calories by exercise, equaling a negative intake of 500 calories. So that's one way you could do it. You could just totally restrict 500 calories from your diet, but I really recommend you working out and burning 250 calories, and then you actually restricting 250 calories from your eating habits or your BMR, and that actually gives you the 500 calories per day. And so if you wanted to lose 2 pounds a week, then you would actually just increase that number to 1,000 calorie deficit per day. So, okay then, you know, you now have your daily calorie deficit number. And I actually prefer using the second method that I gave you. So the next step is to work on how this actually translates into grams of protein, carbs, and fats every day, because the ratio that you actually eat are important when you're actually trying to maximize weight loss and muscle preservation. So it takes us to step 2. Now, step 2, you convert your daily calories into micronutrients, the micronutrients that you need. So in case some of you don't know what a micronutrient is. It is actually defined, as any of the nutrient components of the diet that are actually required relatively in large amounts: protein, carbohydrates, fat, and minerals such as calcium, zinc, iron, magnesium, and phosphorus. So an important part of actually rapid or weight loss, folks, is manipulating the amount of protein, carbs, and fat that you're eating. So to facilitate losing weight quickly and healthy, your diet is actually going to be high protein and relatively low to moderate carbs, but not too low, and moderate fats. Why? Because the low carb diets aren't by any means necessary for weight loss. Research has actually shown that they can actually result in more rapid short-term weight loss. So this is mainly due to shedding water, but they actually make you look leaner. So we'll take it. So this is how we're going to set up your daily micronutrient intakes. You're going to take in 30% of your calories from protein. And this is the method that I like to use. You're going to take in 50% of calories from your carbohydrates. And you're going to take in 20% of your calories from your healthy fats like walnuts, almonds, olive oil, and so on and so forth. Now, if you want to get super lean, then you're going to go 45% on protein, and you're going to go 45% on carbs. Then you're going to go back to 50% on carbs. So, the math on this is very simple. It's extremely simplistic to work out. A gram of protein and a gram of carbohydrates contains 4 calories. And a gram of fat actually contains 9 calories. So you would actually multiply your daily calorie deficit number, that number that we came up with, that you're actually supposed to not go above. You will multiply your daily calorie deficit number by 30. Because we're taking in what? 30% protein. And then divide this by 4. This is the number of grams of protein you should actually eat daily. So you will multiply your daily calorie deficit number by 50 for your carbohydrates, because we agreed we're going to take in 50% carbohydrates. Then you divide that number by 4. And to get your fats, you will multiply your daily calorie deficit number by 20, because we're taking in 20% fats. And then we will divide that by 9, because there is actually 9 calories in every gram of fat, but there's only 4 calories in every gram of protein and carbs. So, for example, if your daily calorie deficit number is 2,000, let's say 2,000. So we would take 2,000 times 0.30, and then we would divide that by 4. And that gives us 150 grams of protein. And if you doubt, just do the math. You can replay the video, rewatch it, do the math. So for our carbohydrates, we will take 2,000, because that's our daily calorie deficit number. And we would actually multiply 2,000 times 0.50, and then we would divide that by 4. That gives us 250 grams of carbs that we're supposed to be taking in. And finally, we take 2,000 and we multiply that times 0.20, and then divide it by 9, and that gives us roughly 44.4 grams of fat. So that's what we have here. Those are the micronutrients percentage that we would actually take in. So now you know how you're supposed to get your calories in. Let's move on to the next step. Step 3, you create a precise meal plan to follow. Many people slip up on this. The biggest mistake many people make in trying to lose weight is they don't create the following. They don't create or follow a proper meal plan. They don't do it. And that, they do not plan or track what they eat. And they almost err and eating too much instead of too little. So fortunately, doing this is very simple. The only thing you need to do is open up an Excel spreadsheet, and you start looking up the micronutrients and calories of various foods like you like to eat. Then you build meals, one at a time, and you include every substance with calories, the sauces, the creams, and so on and so forth. Then you play with both meal compositions and timings as desired, and you focus on eating healthy foods like you should on schedule. So then, you tweak everything until you're happy with the foods and the meal timings, and then you follow the meal plan. So honestly, that's all it takes. So as you see, you won't have much room. If you figure this out, if you put it on an Excel spreadsheet, you will see you will not have much room in your numbers for junk food. So you want to stick to healthy, low-calorie foods that give a lot of volume for the calories, which actually helps you feel fuller, like lean chicken, chicken breast, turkey. Some of you that eat red meat, lean red meat, veggies and fruits, especially the fibrous ones, low-fat dairies like cottage cheese, Greek yogurts, and oils such as olive oil and coconut oils, and the walnuts and the almonds and so on and so forth, and grains like brown rice. So, when I am actually dieting to lose weight like I am now, I always include, generous servings of fibrous veggies with my lunch and dinners, and often include fibrous fruits like apples with snacks. So, that said, don't think that you have to restrict everything you eat for fear of actually not being a good carb or something like that. Otherwise, you fear that it's not approved by some other dietary method you read on some, diet plan or so on and so forth. I'll tell you this, as long as you hit your daily number, what you eat doesn't really matter. Now, that is not your token to go out and eat bad because you do not want to be unhealthy. So you want to eat healthy foods. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying what you eat does not really matter as long as you do not go over your daily calorie number. It is how much. How much is the key. So if you want to indulge in a little chocolate after dinner or some cheese with some of your dinner, then you just work with the numbers. So meal time and frequency is completely up to you. So you do it your way. And finally, step 4, you stick to the meal plan every day. And I've actually already stated, me personally, I really don't believe in cheating. You only eat what's on your meal plan. That's what I believe in. Not having a few extra bites of this and a few extra bites of that, because all of that adds up. You add in all these cooking oils and so on and so forth to your veggie burgers, and you add in this butter. All of those calories add up. So you stick to your meal plan. So these little things, these little modifications will make a difference in the amount of calories significantly that you take in daily. So while you're trying to maximize weight loss, do not have any cheat or free meals. Do not have any cheat or free meals. Stay strict on this, and you can't go wrong. So, with that, I'm going to bring this to a close. I'd like to thank you for watching the video. Thumbs up the video under the video. Subscribe to the channel. And stay tuned for more videos that's very informative. Best body ever. Taz the Doc signing out. Shalom.